this intro now.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, friends.
Hello out there. Welcome to our little introduction of Learning to Cope with Warren Haney and Nick Vogel.
This podcast is a podcast by artists for artists.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be interviewing people and each other and just talking about what it's like to be going through this ordeal right now, what it's like to be an artist, how our lives have changed, what new mediums are we expressing our art through now that we can't have real social interaction, you know? How are we, what are the creative ways that we are coming up with as a collective of artists to work through this thing?
Yeah, I've noticed that as artists, we love community, right? That's what kind of is part of being in the artist life anyway, is developing. We're meant to like help build communities and make communities stronger, I think is our like purpose. And the whole act of all this happening can be really upsetting for a lot of people that can't interact with anyone anymore, especially in the ways that their artistic medium originally allowed them to do. So This is a really nice format, I think, for us especially, but hopefully for the people that we interview and for the listeners that are tuning in, to be able to have these conversations, to be able to let out what things that they are thinking, what things that they're excited about, what things they fear, what things that they're ready to do once this all is finished and said and done.
Yeah. And we hope, you as an audience member come away from this feeling maybe a little less alone, a little less like you're the only person going through this, kind of a change. And hopefully this podcast gives you some ideas of what to create next and where to put your energy.
Yeah. That if we could do that, that'd be really amazing. So, and if nothing else, if you can just find a time to like laugh a little bit with some dudes that make fools of themselves with other great people that we interview, then we've done our job.
I feel like we took this intro really seriously, but the podcast isn't that serious. So just have a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Right.
Like, we're just here shooting the shit and having fun. So
yeah.
Just, do the same.
Well, so the public now receiving that information, they're like, I see now the podcast and what it is. So tell us, like, who are you people? I mean, as public, we also already know who you two are, but could you refresh for the other public?
Right. Although we're super famous and you should just Google us, I think the first thing that makes us qualified to talk to you about this is that we're friends. Warren and I have been friends since college. We were in a theater company together, and Warren was one of the best men at my wedding, along with Spencer, who you will meet very shortly. But and then we also both got a degree, a BFA in original works from Cornish College of the Arts, and that's kind of where our lives have intersected. But separately, I live in New York. I've been trying to, make it here as an artist for about a year and a half now. And so I have like the New York artist perspective, I guess. And what have you been up to, Warren?
Yeah, well, and to go along with it, it's like having Nick as one of my dearest friends in the world. He's someone that I trust with really everything in my life, I can be glad to say. And it's like having someone to be able to talk about these things with. We always talk about how things are going in the world all the time. So just to be able to have this flow on a recorded setting with other people just sounds really amazing.
This bromance has been super fruitful for us, so we hope it can be somewhat fruitful for you too.
Exactly. So a little bit about me. After graduating from Cornish with Nick in Seattle, Washington, I worked in Seattle as an actor for a while, and then I actually went on a totally different kind of tangent. Nick went off to New York, and I went off to France. I lived in France for a little while and worked in winemaking a little bit over there for about a half a year, and then came back over to Idaho, where I'm originally from, to kind of continue that. I've learned like myself that I needed to get outside of the actual business of art for a little while, because it's so important to learn about real life as well. So learning something different like winemaking and a bunch of other odd jobs that I've been doing too, as well as some theater here and there that I've actually was on a project
here and there. This guy was just in the Idaho Shakespeare Festival.
Yeah, right. Which unfortunately was cut short because of this whole pandemic. But, it's a really cool thing to get back into artistry and to get back into creating content, and to do it with such a great guy like Nick Vogel is honestly a dream come true. So I'm really excited for this podcast, and I hope that you guys are excited for it too.
Yeah. Thanks, homie. I love you.
Love you too, man.
Yeah. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy these podcast episodes. At least, I hope you enjoy them and you get something from them.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, here is Learning to Cope.
Yeep.
Check it out. Check it out. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh my god, that guy's dead. We shouldn't do that.
Is he dead?
I mean, probably. I don't know. I feel like if Charles Darwin was right, he's dead. He's for sure dead.
And on that note, here's the show.
Welcome to Learning to Cope. Okay.